Hello class, it's Mr. Dow. I'm going to take you through a brief tutorial of how to find sources for your week number 3 assignment down here, researching the author biography. This is going to lead us into the paper number 2. The author we're talking about is the one for your paper number 1 story. Specifically, what the assignment is going to ask you to do is to look for information about the author's life that is specific enough that you could connect the author's life or influences directly to the social issues that are discussed in the story, or the social issues that are used to establish conflict in the story. So what you need more than sources that just do a simple paragraph on the author. You need sources that actually get into a little bit of in-depth. So where to find those sources? We have 2 basic places we're going to look. The first one's in the Hayden Memorial Library, Citrus's library. Specifically, we're going to look on the internet databases that the library subscribes to. The second source we will get through Google and Google Scholar. But let's start at the library, all right? I've already opened up the library. I'm just going to go there. This is the library homepage. First thing, if you're going to do something on the library at Citrus, but you want to do it in the comfort of your own home, you would definitely go here first, access the e-resources 24/7. This will take you through the steps to get a My Library access, which takes about 60 seconds. And without it, you can only use the computer's internet and databases from the campus itself. So this is a crucial thing for every online student to do. Go in there, it explains pretty clearly how to do it, and then come back and you'll be able to access all the databases. So once you're able to do that, I want to look for sources again. I'm going to click on databases here. What are databases? Just like clearinghouses of published information, all of which has been peer-reviewed and vetted or is in some way legitimate research so we can use it. So Citrus, like most colleges, subscribes to just dozens and dozens of these databases, which eliminates the need for a gigantic library with tons and tons of books. They're all we have most of the information here. So where to look? Which database should you start at? I'm going to say you should start here at the EBook Collections under E. These are actual full books that are available electronically. And once you go there, you should be able to get a search box here, that we're going to use. Now I'm going to do my research on Louise Erdrich, who wrote the short story "The Red Convertible," which was assigned this week. I'm going to learn about her life, right now I'm just going to find sources about her life and use those to help me. So I will just simply type her name in here, Louise Erdrich. There she is, right there, Louise Erdrich. I'll click on it. I'm not even going to write biography. I'm just going to look at what do you have here that deals with Louise Erdrich, or Louise Erdrich wrote it, etc., etc. What do you have? Now, I only have 5 books here. Louise Erdrich, this is kind of the same book here. Reader's Guide, something called Chippewa Landscape, and the Columbia Guide to American Indian Literature. I can tell, like number 5, if I click on this, they'll have something on Louise Erdrich. It'll be a paragraph. That's not what I need. I need a few pages. So let's just look at one of the ebooks together. I just want to show you a quick way to search through what's in the ebook itself. So I'll click on that PDF and get the full text of this entire ebook. Okay. Here's the Louise Erdrich book. I just wanted to point out that over here on the left, I've got some headings here. These are chapter headings, and that can help me. I am not interested in critical readings. I don't want to learn about her stories. I want to learn about her life, and what about her life caused her to write the stories she wrote. So I'll look right here, career, life, and influence. Let's check it out. What I get is all the pages about her life and influences. Let's see, where are the pages? Oh, there we go. Okay. Now, will this help me or not? Well, I don't know. Let's go through a little bit. Yeah, there's some potential stuff here. But what if I want to, make the search a little easier? What I would do then, I would do this. I would click on the search within box, or the search within function here, and maybe think of a word that I want, a word or a phrase or a story title, something. I'm going to use the word influences. Are there any influences on Louise Erdrich's writing? And what this search function does for me, it basically tells me every place that there's the word influences, they've highlighted it here, and they tell me what page it's on. I just want to, I'm not sure this will always help, but it's something to look at. Right here, mixed influence acknowledged many influenced her life, her Indian heritage. I'm going to click on that just to show you how easy and quick this little tool is. So right here, it highlighted the word influence for me. It's this is about her influences dealing with Native American lifestyle, which she lived. That's potentially helpful. I'm not going to spend any more time on this. My question was going in: is this a source that I can potentially use in my paper? Yes, it is. I found this source. I'm going to use this source. I'll do the note taking, all that later. All right. The only thing I want to point out about it is when it comes down to if I do use a source and I want to learn how to cite it properly, I have a button for that right up there. So if I click on the button, it's going to give me the various ways I could cite this source when it's used. We're an MLA class. There it is. This is what it is. I used copy this word for word, copy and put. That's what it is. So, all right, I found something. I found this. Introduction chapter in a book on Louise Erdrich. Let's see. Is there anything else I should look at here? These other books. I mean, I could look at them. I feel pretty good about finding that one. So I bet I'll probably get a page or two on each of these, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Let's go back to the databases. Let's see what else I have that's a database I could use. One thing I would take a quick look at maybe is the Gale ebooks right here. Let's check that out real quick. And I'll do the same thing. These are again electronic books. They're available through the Gale database. Gale is a literature-based one that focuses on that. And I'm just going to type in Louise Erdrich again. Do you have any other books that I can use here? Okay, that's fine. All right. I think I need to actually type it in the way they have it. I'll just click on it the way they have it. Let's see, Louise Erdrich. And there, that's the one I'm like, okay, what do you have for me? All right, I do have a lot of stuff here that is potentially helpful. These are more like reference books that are available at libraries as well. We have both. Probably we have a hard copy of these as well as the electronic copies. I just want to point out here little tags. This is 11 pages of biography right there. 4 pages of biography right there. 14 pages of commentary. I don't want commentary. I want biography. So it seems like the top one is the one that has the most biography. So I might quickly just take a quick look at it. This is a larger book where they discuss many different authors, and she's one of them. I just want to kind of see what in general I've got here. So, what is that? I don't want that. Get out of there. So I get here. Okay, I've got some sort of like general information about her. That's not too helpful. A list of her writing, not that helpful. Here though, the daughter of a Chippewa Indian mother, a German-American father. She explores a little bit helpful. Here they're going into her education. After her master's degree, she returned to Dartmouth. So this is potentially helpful. Again, should I read all this and take notes on it? No. What I should do is basically download this or send it in a file to myself so I can eventually print these pages, the ones I want, and off my own printer. But I think that's a decent source. Citation button is right there. I can send the source to myself right here. I could print it directly if I wanted to. Any of those types of things. I could also highlight the source as well before that. But all I really want to do is find the source. So I feel pretty good about it. I think that's a decent source, and I've got some pages, and I'll get something out of that. Let's take a look at one more database, and then I'll leave it behind. All right. We just looked at Gale ebooks. Also take a quick look at the Gale literary sources. Again, Gale is a specialist in literature. That's why I'm doing this. Here, okay, I'm just going to do actually I'm going to go right here. I'll do a person search. If I wanted to read about the red convertible and learn about it, I would just type that in here, write the name of work. But I'm going to do a person search for Louise Erdrich, and that's all I'm really interested in with this. Now, I won't get books here, or I might get books, but I will get more than that. I might just get articles and things like that, which might be just as helpful, even though they're not full-on books. Yeah, that's who I'm looking for, Louise Erdrich. Please take me to some information on Louise Erdrich. All right, I've got 122 pieces of things going on here. Notice that says literature criticism. Is that what I want? No, I want this, biographies, 36 different articles dealing with biographies. They might be helpful, they might not, I don't know. I could go in there. You can see the amount of words per biography there, so maybe if I can't find anything, I'd go in there. I would skip anything that's that short. I've got 2 pages here. Notice here I'm getting an interview with Louise Erdrich. We keep going down here. I'm specifically interested in anything I can get that's a longer interview. I've got an audio file here, critical essay and interview. Let's actually take a look at this Louise Erdrich interview here from the North Dakota Quarterly. Again, anything I find here is definitely usable. This is published in a literary journal. She draws on her years in North Dakota to create and recreate characters who endure despite. There's some quotes from Louise Erdrich. Here's Louise Erdrich specifically talking about how she grew up. That's exactly what I want. So great source. I'm gonna take this source. As far as what you need for this assignment overall, you do need to find a couple of sources. So If I find 4 and use 2, that's kind of the way this will work. Finally, let's do a very quick look at Google. Google it's a great place to find information, but you can't always use what you find on Google, so you have to be kind of careful. What I would recommend sometimes is instead of using Google, type in the word scholar and get Google Scholar up here. Google Scholar is a little different than regular Google because it focuses more on academic material. I will type in Louise Erdrich. I'll type in biography too. I'm going to get both books and different articles here. I've got lots and lots of stuff here. What I would point out, the shortcut to all this is that if you want to actually look at some of this material, the stuff that's available to you is the stuff where we have a link on the right-hand side. So I've got this one, German Heritage and Culture in this book. I don't really care about that, but I know Citrus has access to it, so I'm just pointing that out. Psychological aspect of characters. Not helpful if I'm looking for specifically biography. Let's keep going. Transactions, Indian legacy, and Louise Erdrich's writing. Maybe. That might be good. I'm going to look at this one, though. PDF on something just called Louise Erdrich. It's from the University of Minnesota there. I've seen this before. This is, a document that the University of Minnesota has put together that has a lot of stuff about Louise Erdrich as in her bio. Some of this will back up what I've already got. Some will give me a little bit more information. That's pretty good. I found that through Google Scholar. I think this is also available just going through Google itself. The trouble is, again, if you're just working with Google itself, you are going to run into a lot of stuff that is not usable or just ends up being like a list of facts, which is not the same as getting either Louise Erdrich's own words or some actual writing by somebody who's doing a biography about her. So, okay, there it is. We looked at 3 databases. We went on Google Scholar. I think if you do those things, you will find enough material that you should find a way to link your author and your author's life to the specific story that we're dealing with, that you're going to be dealing with from paper 1. It will end up helping you write paper number 2. Okay, keep going. Send questions.